I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We welcome Ama Saverem. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, my name is Ama Saverem, or Ama Sharku. I am a shape-shifting Sea-tuber VTuber. I first started out as a shark VTuber, and now I'm a broken doll seal.
So how did that change happen?
I kind of grew tired of being a shark, and I bought an adoptable from the lovely Hexchew, and the design stuck, and now I'm waiting for my permanent model.
Well, we're seeing that design in the thumbnail for this. Was there something about it that just appealed to you?
It was pink.
And that's the interview. No big, long drawn out explanation. Pink.
It was pink.
Has pink always been the primary source of your decision making?
Well, it's my favorite color, but I was kind of biased and I really wanted it, and my community helped me get it.
Yeah. Now, isn't that cool where the community helps out with something like that? I mean, here you got folks, not only they're taking their time to come out and support you, but they're also supporting you into doing more of what you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love my community. I couldn't be more grateful for them. They've helped me a lot, kept me busy.
Yeah. So when did you get started with VTubing?
I started in May of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I originally was going to start in March of 2021, but I didn't like the 3D model that I had, so I went onto Booth and bought one.
Yeah.
And I used that one for a little while until I got my live 2D of my shark model.
Cool. And so what was the reason that you wanted to get into it? Had you seen other people do it? Have you wanted to be up on stage, that type of thing?
I've always been into idol culture, but I started watching Iron Mouse when she first started, and her story really touched me as someone who's chronically ill and has other illnesses that make it hard to be out in the public.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like showing my face, so she inspired me to be a VTuber.
Yeah, it's a really inspiring story where someone who basically can't leave the confines of their room, otherwise, very, very bad medical things will happen, is got millions of followers.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty wild. And so that was pretty much a direct inspiration for you.
Yes, because I have primary immunodeficiency,
Mm-hmm.
and with that, it kind of makes it hard to work out in public most of the time, which I had to quit my job because of COVID and everything. And catching it twice, I almost didn't make it the second time.
People,
So
it's with everything that happened with it. I mean, and people don't realize how it will affect people who are immunologist. I don't even know what the word is.
immunodeficient.
Immune deficient. There you go. I was trying to think of one big old long Scrabble word that would cover it, but it's not going to work. How much that affects you, because you don't really have the things to bounce back from it very quickly. Mm. So so your experiences with something with COVID would be a lot worse than someone who was able to get the boosters and such. It's so different. And are you able now to get outside at all?
I'm able to go outside. I've gotten a clear from my doctors to go back to conventions and stuff, so I'm going to Off-Kai this summer.
Cool. Yeah. Are you going to have to go, masked up and everything to go, or?
Yeah, I have to wear a mask, carry hand sanitizer, wash my hands, everything, you know.
Yeah. Do you find that frustrating, or are you, at this point, are you able to get along with it okay?
I've gotten along with it pretty well. I go to the grocery store with mask on. I go to the mall with mask on. It doesn't matter anywhere I go with a mask on.
Mm.
And I could be visiting family and I still have a mask on because I don't want to get sick from kids going to school and stuff like that.
Or wives. Thank you, Misty, for giving me this flu, cold, whatever. It happens. I would be scared to death to go out and do these things. I mean, it sounds like to me you absolutely refuse to be cooped up by this.
I'll go stir crazy being
Mm.
inside all the time. I
Yeah.
love being outside, especially gardening. As long
Oh,
as I can go outside and garden, I'm fine.
that's cool. What do you usually grow?
Tomatoes, peppers. We grow collards, turnip greens, mustard greens,
Yeah. Now,
sometimes squash.
what types of peppers?
Cayenne, we grow banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, and habanero.
Ah, you go for the hot stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love spicy. I love spicy food.
That'll clear out your insides in a hurry. But the um, I couldn't grow anything to save my life. If I get too near a plant, it's a good chance that next tomorrow will be dead. Uh,
Oh no.
yeah, I've really got a is whatever the opposite of a green thumb is what I've got. Um, my wife tried to grow a tomato plant this last year, and we had one green tomato that was immediately taken by a raccoon.
Oh no.
So basically, it looked like a weed.
We keep our tomatoes in, well, I call them cages. They're not really cages.
Hmm.
It's like pieces of fence
Yep.
to keep critters out.
Oh yeah. That used to be. The neighborhood. Well, the neighborhood. The backyard garden was something that I grew up with in the '70s and '80s. Most people had a little backyard garden to themselves, and whenever they did the tomatoes, they always had the wire fencing up around them. Um, I never knew what that was for until I realized that raccoons steal tomatoes. So let's give them a little bit of a problem. Plus, it gives the vines the opportunity to grow upward instead of outward, I suppose. Um, my granddad used to grow. I lived next to my grandparents growing up, and while my parents were having trouble growing a corn stalk, my granddad was making tomatoes as big as your head.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is
Well,
huge.
my head's not that big.
Yeah, well, I mean the tomatoes were massive, and the of course there had to be gourds in there, so there's stuff like cucumbers and stuff that were as big as your arm, and 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 it just make my dad so mad. How is he doing that?
Yeah.
I don't know. But they also came with tomato bugs. You ever seen those big old things?
I don't like them.
Yeah.
And the big green tomato worms.
Yes.
My neighbors had chickens, so we'd
Oh.
go and throw them to the chickens.
Ah, there you go. I had an uncle of mine used to come and take them for fishing.
I
He,
didn't know they could be used for fishing bait. That's clever.
yeah, yeah. So, and then he'd come back with a bigger fish. The generations before me were much more successful at doing things than I am. I have a legacy to fail at. I'm doing it spectacularly. So when you were in school, did you have trouble with your condition in school, or was it something that came on later?
It came on later,
Uh,
right after college. Um, Stressors from another illness that I got from contact lenses
oh,
uh triggered a lot of it.
I, of all things.
Yeah, I had acanthamoeba keratitis when I was in college, and I lost about 90% of my cornea for about 2 or 3 years until it started regenerating itself.
Wow, I didn't even know it could regenerate itself.
And I didn't know either, but they were like, you just have a tiny little scar. That's it.
Uh, does it? Are you having to wear glasses or anything?
I have to wear glasses. Without my glasses, I'm legally blind.
Yeah, yeah. But at least you are able to see with it, and that's. I never knew that someone could grow those back. I remember watching boxers have detached retinas, and
Yeah, I wasn't a retina. It was the cornea, which
different.
is the little clear part over the iris and stuff.
Oh, oh man, and it just another reason why I will never ever have contact lenses.
It wasn't from regular contact lenses, though you can get them from regular contact lenses if you keep them in dirty or unsanitary conditions
Yeah,
or through the solution that they come in, like popping them right in instead of cleaning them.
yeah.
Mine came from cosplay contacts overseas, and it ate through the contact and into my eye and was going straight to my brain.
Oh my gosh. They certainly don't mention that when they talk about cosplaying.
Mm-mm. I try to warn people about cosplay contacts, like keep them clean,
Yeah.
make sure you're getting them from reputable sources.
Yeah, that was
Um,
these were just to change the eye color.
yeah, change
Yeah.
the eye color, make my eyes a little bit bigger because I got the circle lenses.
Mm. So
Cause
what type of cosplays did you normally do?
I cosplayed anybody from anime, comic books, even little cartoon characters that people drew like on YouTube.
It was were you having to put together everything yourself or
I bought most of mine because I'm not very crafty when it comes to sewing. I get very frustrated with the sewing
yeah,
machine.
I can see that. I would if I think I might have tried to sew something once and then immediately gave it up and searched for somebody in the family who could finish it. That's I don't really understand how the threading works. I'm sorry. I don't know. And it's just not something that sunk into my head. Um, what about the props? Did you have to make the props for yourself?
I didn't, most of the time I didn't use props
Mm.
because that was like before 3D printing and stuff.
Mm.
I quit cosplaying in like 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, after what happened to you, it'd be pretty tough to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's but you. I mean, I guess you could still cosplay at home. It's not quite the same though. But you,
Well, I didn't, and then I quit in 2018 and around like 2019 after I got in a car accident. I had nothing to do and I had costumes laying around and I didn't feel like letting them go, so I got back on TikTok and started cosplaying again.
they're not going to keep you down.
No, but I didn't use contacts and I would just edit my eye color.
That's the way to do it. That's a different way to MacGyver something. Get around it that way. You must have quite a reservoir of determination.
Nothing can get me down. I have rare illness that tries to take me out, but I refuse to let it.
Yeah, yeah, and
um,
various things have tried to take you out.
but this one is superior mesenteric artery syndrome. It's a rare vascular compression disorder that causes me not to be able to eat, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's been since December since I've last eaten something.
Oh my gosh. So do you have to do the tube thing?
I don't know yet. I have to go back and get a CT scan and a to see what angle the artery is at before they go forth with treatment.
Wow. You've been dealt some cards,
Yeah.
but so far you're still at the on the table, which says a lot. There's a lot of people that would go through something like that and not be determined to keep going. What keeps you going?
I have a love for life and there are things that I want to do before I go.
Well, oh, I can understand that being an old man probably on his last lap. Um, there's just every once in a while you just sit back. I'm not done yet.
Nope, not done. I have things I have to do. I have to get married to my fiance. I
Hey,
want to go to Japan. I want to
yes.
experience the art scene over there.
Mm,
I want to experience Harajuku, the alternative fashion scenes that are over there too, because
yeah.
I'm big into J fashion.
Oh, so have you ever designed any of that for yourself?
I've never designed clothes, but I used to like draw. Well, I guess I design. I guess you can call it a design, but I would like draw little figures with clothing
Yeah.
that you don't see on like regular people.
I mean, well, I mean, it's that's what fashion is about, isn't it? I mean, you
Yeah.
come up with your own ideas, and sometimes they work spectacularly, and sometimes you erase them, start over again. Would you say you leaned more toward the Harajuku style or some other type of style when we were doing that?
It's not necessarily a Harajuku style. I've more leaned towards Jedi K, um, mainly because I kind of resonated with some of the girls that are struggling with mental illness and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and the style that came out of it, I picked up on it and I started dressing as it, and I felt more comfortable dressing like that, and
So
I
could you explain that
gained
just a little?
confidence.
Yeah, could you explain that a little bit for me? I'm not familiar with it. I think I've heard a little bit about
J-
it, but not too much.
Jedi K is a Japanese style that started as basically a negative connotation towards young girls or young women in Japan that were struggling with mental illness that were either diagnosed or undiagnosed.
Hmm.
Um, and they would dress in like pastel grayish pink clothes with skirts that had rhinestones and stuff on them.
Hmm.
Um, People that struggled with addiction too would also dress in this style, and I I resonated with them because I know the struggle of both mental illness and addiction.
Hmm. And you've had a
And
few struggles. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I want you on my side when if there's a struggle, as you're going to fight a lot more than I will.
can't
It's
give up the fight.
it's very tough to empathize with that because of everything you've gone through. Um, do you find it tough sometimes to explain why you aren't able to do things, or do you just get tired of telling people after a while?
I explain to the best of my ability. I don't necessarily get tired of explaining. I just get tired of being repetitive with my explanation
Mm,
and people not necessarily understanding or getting it.
mm. Well,
And
I'm
if they don't get it, I just don't explain any further and I just let them think what they want to think.
well. It's again that's something that people who don't haven't gone through what you've gone through will understand. uh, as I mean, you're dealing with it every single moment, and we're dealing with it as we interact with you. It's totally different. Do you find that as a VTuber, and your um, inspiration, of course, found this too. Do you find that people are more likely to give you an ear for those type of things than in public when you do go out?
Um, Not necessarily, because I've recently have been accused of my illness being AI. Um,
AI illness?
yeah, like they told me my superior mesenteric artery syndrome just sounded AI to them, and I'm like, oh, okay,
What?
yeah.
Who are you
So
talking to who says stuff like that?
I do deal with people. I deal with people like that as a VTuber on a daily basis. Whereas normal people and out in the public, they actually listen and they're like, they're like, tell me more. This is interesting. I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, that's where the anonymity does not help
No.
because anonymity is such a two-handed sword, or two-edged sword that you get the ability to have that little bit of a shield in front of you and maybe express yourself a little more than you would normally, but also do the anonymous people who come in and decide to kick dirt in your Cheerios. Um, how do you respond to that sort of thing? You just kind of shovel it
I
off,
don't.
or yeah,
I
just
don't.
yeah,
I delete the comment. I just I
yeah,
live my life because there's no point in trying to get through to people that are set in their ways.
yeah, yeah. It's so you're not able to eat anything at all at this point.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Everything I eat comes right back up. It could it could be immediately after eating, or it could be minutes to like an hour after eating, but nothing stays down long enough for me to gain any nutrients.
Yeah. That hurts.
Yeah, so I'm on meal replacement shakes and a liquid diet.
Yeah. Yeah. Do those at least taste decent?
Um, I like I like the butter pecan Ensure.
Ooh. Yeah. When I was doing I have a thing myself, which is not nearly as as bad as yours, but the valve that goes into my stomach is not working um, at all right now. So there's a lot of times where food will just sit there and not do anything, and it does the exact same thing. Eventually, it comes back. Um,
Yeah,
and that hurts. Uh, you'd think that esophagus wouldn't hurt that much, but by golly, it hurts.
yeah, it hurts. The acid coming back up with the food.
Yeah,
It's irritated my esophagus a
yeah,
lot, and it just changed the sound of how I speak because I have to speak quieter now
uh,
for it not to irritate it as much anymore.
yeah, yeah.
Because I'm a I'm a I'm a chaotic and loud person on my stream, and my community is starting to notice a vast difference in how I sounded when they first joined to now.
Well, I mean, you're doing what you can with what you have. I mean, you're you're manufacturing your triumph from your circumstances, which is a very laudable thing. I said it before, and I stand by it, that people aren't the result of their circumstances; they are the triumph that emerges from them. And you are doing your best to do that by far. The fact that you're still here and talking and continuing to fight, that's a triumph in itself. So it's my hat's off to you, and we'll we'll I'll tip an Ensure shake for you later on. It's are you able to do things like Jello?
I like Jello. It doesn't sit very well.
Mm,
Um, because it's made from I
mm,
don't know what it is about like meat products.
yeah.
I'm only able to hold down like vegetable broth. I can't hold down chicken broth or beef broth.
Huh, that's odd.
I don't know what triggers that, but like
What about tomatoes?
meat. Oh, I love tomato soup. I don't like tomatoes, but I love tomato soup.
Yeah, I tomatoes are just too much. Um, is that there's an aftertaste I don't like of tomatoes.
I don't like the texture.
Yeah, the texture is bad too. Now I'll have ketchup. I'll have tomato stuff on pizza. I'll have tomato sauce. I'll have spaghetti sauce. I'll eat that with a spoon if I have to. Um,
Yeah.
but I imagine even with something like that, you'd have to be very careful because of what's in the sauces.
Yeah, I have to be careful with the acids. So
Yeah,
like because tomatoes are very acidic, I can't have too much acid.
yeah.
So I very rarely treat myself to some tomato soup.
Mm, uh, no, that's supposed to be an everyday comfort food. You are one tough cookie. I think I think that's an understatement for you to do this, and still being able to go out and stream.
I've been told that all my life. I've been dealing.
Yeah, well, it's the truth. I know I wouldn't be the first one. I'm so observant. Um, but I hope people realize the extent of what you continue to do. I mean, if you went on and just been yourself on your streams, you didn't have to let other people know about this. You could have just kept going, and people probably wouldn't have had any idea about it. Um, what has led you to share what's going on with you?
Because I didn't want people to feel alone. There are people that are like me out there.
Mhm. Yeah,
Just because superior mesenteric artery syndrome is rare doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that can't relate to me.
right. Yeah, and my guess is that you put yourself in those their situations, don't
I like to put myself in other people's shoes too.
you?
And just the feeling of being alone, cause I've been alone most of my life with this. It's given me an opportunity to meet people that have similar issues
Hmm.
and inspire them to not give up.
Yeah, yeah. It's you also have the gift of empathy, which is not something that is in big supply these days, unfortunately. Um, so with that, and being able, are you able to keep a normal stream schedule?
I used to stream 7 days a week, every week.
Oof.
I This is where the part where it's like struggling with addiction comes in.
Mm,
Because when I was in high school, I got hooked on painkillers,
mm, right.
lower tabs specifically, because I had kidney stones when I was 16 and I
Oh,
was in the hospital for a few days with it.
oh,
And they prescribed me lower tabs, and I told them, like, hey, my family has a history of addiction and I have an addictive personality.
yeah.
Um, please don't prescribe these to me. Well, they did anyway,
Uh,
and I took them, got hooked on them, and made up any excuse to go to the nurse's office to take them
uh,
or to take them at home. And I battled with that addiction by myself
yeah.
for about a year and a half because nobody believed that I was addicted to them.
And they just kept giving to you.
Yep.
Yeah. You,
And with that, I felt like I couldn't function without those pills. And the same thing with streaming. I felt like I couldn't function without streaming. So now I've decided to take a step back every 1 to 2 weeks to try to recenter myself and not feel like it's the end of the world every time I don't stream.
do you realize how extraordinary that is?
No,
That someone has been able to recognize this on their own and get the resources or just by their own personal want to able to find a way to get past over and get around and work around and try to fix these problems. There's not a lot of people who could do that. That's
just learn from life. I've
yeah,
learned from my life experiences. That's all.
yeah. And I'm sure there's people out there listening that, oh my gosh, they're just shrugging it off. But also we've got to remember this is you daily. This is every day for you. This is just, Saturday when we're doing this interview. uh, you're dealing with it every day. It's it's also kind of an example of how people can adapt. Um, so what's normal for you is not normal for anybody else. And that goes for no matter what people have. Um, so, so do you ever get to the point where people do find out what you're going through and are just fascinated by what you're able to do?
They tell me that they are. They tell me that I'm strong, that I'm doing the best that I can with can do. Um, I've had people empathize with me. I've had people sympathize with me. I don't do this for sympathy. I never have, and I never will. Um, do it mostly for educational purposes because I know that people they struggle
Mm,
with these things. These are normal people struggles. I'm giving a human aspect to VTubing that people forget
right.
that that's what we are. We're humans behind the avatar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And everybody is different with VTubing. There's a different story and a different background to everybody. Everybody's gone through different things. They're still going through different things. Their daily life is different than yours. Um, it's this is an example of the medium being a positive. You hear about the negatives quite a bit, but here's a positive where you're spreading the information out and showing that just because You don't get dealt the best of cards doesn't mean you can't live your life.
Exactly.
You know, which thank you for that.
I try. I just want people to not feel alone. That's my main goal as a VTuber. My avatar is just an extension of myself,
Yeah,
essentially. It's not an act, it's not a role play.
yeah,
It's not just a character, it's an extension of myself.
yeah. I got to ask this question though. This keep living attitude, is part of it spite, where you just say,
Spite.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. Was that? Did you say spite?
yes. Is it just I'm going to do it anyway? I'm going to do it because of this stubbornness.
I wouldn't say spite. I think it is stubbornness. I've always been told I have a hard head. You know how adults say a hard head makes like a soft booty. I, I've always been told that. I've been told my stubbornness is gonna get me in trouble one day. It already has, but like I've gotten through that. But
uh, it's okay to have a hard head in something like that, but it's hard enough to do it with yourself and anybody else, and it, it's hard to explain what I'm trying to put into words, but being able to focus that energy into what you're doing, was that something that you had to learn very early, or did it take a while once you realized what's happening with you to do?
it took me almost dying
Uh,
to realize this. It made me realize life is too short to just give up.
mhm,
I guess I do this. I guess you can say I kind of do this out of spite. Like this, I'm doing this out of spite for my own body and people that tell me that being sick means you can't really do much
uh,
in life. I guess I'm doing it out of spite for that, but like I don't really like to say I'm doing stuff out of spite like that because being spiteful can have a negative effect on your life down the road.
yeah. Just figured it's the media guy calling you out for it. I'm being a media guy when I say that, but this is it's more stubbornness, obviously. But um, by golly, you keep picking up your shield and going, uh, and that is. Do you think you're a role model for this?
I don't think I'm a role model. I don't plan to be anybody's role model. It's gonna sound kind of parasocial, but I want people to think of me as an acquaintance or a friend that they can come relate to on stream
Mm,
or just come relax and chill and get away from things that are happening in their life for a moment.
yeah,
That's all. I don't really see myself as a role model.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's thrust on you by circumstances, and by being you and doing what you're doing right now. That I'm sure you've had a couple people tell you um, you're kind of inspiring them. Has that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I've had people tell me that they come to my streams and they see that I refuse to give up, so they refuse to give up.
uh, I heard you smile when you said that.
Yeah.
Um, it's to have something like that happen is justifying in a way. Um, is it a real wind beneath the wings moment for you when that happens?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's I could see where it could be. Now, getting to the streams themselves. When you started streaming, was it easy for you to pick up the microphone and talk to people, or did you have to, um, fudge your way through the first couple of streams?
I had to fudge my way through it because I'm naturally a shy person.
Yeah,
Um, I've always struggled with like social cues and stuff like that, and talking to people. I've had to get over a lot of social anxiety to pick up my mic and just turn it on
yeah,
and to speak. And when I first started, like, sure, you think nobody's gonna watch you, and then the first few people start trickling in, and you get a little bit nervous
Yeah.
talking to those few people because they're strangers. And once you get into the groove of actually talking to them, it becomes easier.
Yeah.
Your communication grows better. Um,
Your comfort
Being a
grows.
VTuber has actually helped me with my communication. My friends, like outside of VTubing, has noticed a visible difference in my confidence as a speaker
Yeah.
in public spaces now. Because usually when I would go out with them, I wouldn't talk to them. I wouldn't talk to like people at restaurants or just in general, like people that would ask me questions in public, like ask for where things were. I would freeze. I would physically freeze and not be able to talk to them.
Yeah. That's
Now I'm
that's
not
really
like that.
shy. That's plain shy there. That's so have you've kind of overcome that a little bit by talking with an audience that you don't see eye to eye. That's there's a little bit of a gap there, yet you're still on this in the same area.
No, because now I'm able to talk to people out in public. I'm able to, like, if they say I ordered something and they got it wrong, I'm able to politely say, "Hey, I didn't order this. Is there any way that I could get either a refund or maybe a different meal?" But
And you don't even
I still struggle with it, but like it's not as bad. Like I don't freeze when I go up to talk to people.
do you have the knife in your hand when you say that?
No.
I says not what I ordered. I'm being very calm. No, there's a lot of people who wouldn't be able to do that no matter what. Um, the streaming itself, when you started getting people coming back, um, not just to check you out, but to come back once they knew that you were streaming again, and they scheduled themselves around your streams. How did that hit you when you realized that?
Felt like I was making friends.
Yeah, yeah,
Even though like I call my viewers my Swedish fishies because they're like fish. They keep coming back for like food. Um, and once the first few people became regulars, I was stunned
hmm
that they would actually come back to watch me. Um, I never felt like I was the most entertaining person. Only to be gravely mistaken once people started showing up and coming back.
yeah. Did, did you starting to feel a little bit of that imposter syndrome?
Yes.
Well, I think it happens
Like
to everybody.
I don't deserve this. Why are y'all coming back?
Why are you doing this for me? There's so many other people out there. Um, but then you realize that they like your personality.
Hmm.
Again, it's another wind beneath the wings moment, isn't it? There.
Yeah, it made me happy that people came back and talked to me and would ask me questions. And
Yeah.
then as time progressed, I got rated by a bigger streamer, and I wasn't expecting people to stick around after that,
Yeah.
but they proved me very wrong. They stayed, and they always, every time I get on stream, they keep reminding me how loved I am, how if they didn't want to come back, then they wouldn't have come back, but they come back for me regardless.
Right.
And with a boom of growth like that, I kind of learned to shift myself around a larger audience instead of talking to 3 people every day.
Yeah. It is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. It's more of talking to a group rather than individual conversations. Um, that could be pretty tough. Did it take a little while for you to adjust to that?
It did, but once I got the hang of it, I became a little bit more outspoken and a little more hyperactive and loud, and I felt like I was having more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, even though I didn't hear your voice before everything happened, but the voice you have now is very welcoming and very easy to talk with. Um,
Thank you.
And certainly, again, I talk about this a little bit with people who don't have sharp edges on their voices. I think that makes a lot of difference. Unless if you're one of those folks who are super chaotic and bouncing around and stuff, the sharp edges are fine because but your voice is more of a everybody gather around the fire type of voice.
I've never been told that.
Well, I'm pretty much crazy and old, so I'll come up with weird analogies from time to time. Just I should put that as a warning before every interview. Just weird analogies coming up. Um, so when you're on stream, what are you streaming?
I do mostly just chatting because my computer can't really handle games right now. But when I was playing games, I was a very loud Overwatch player. Um, a very quiet Genshin player because I would get so focused on quest and story that it made it impossible for me to talk. And when
Ah,
I was finally realized I was streaming, because sometimes I'd forget I was streaming when I was playing Genshin, I'd be like, "Oh, hi, chat."
are you still here? Thank you. time for some time for some gotcha. So was it the gotcha that brought you in or the story? Tell the truth.
I came for the story, but then the gotcha got me.
Yeah,
I I quit Genshin back in 2024, and then once a character that was always mentioned but never shown was finally shown this year, I got back into it, and I $300 down the drain later, and I finally got him.
oh, that's it. Well, the biggest thing is you're enjoying yourself with it, and that's the thing. It's your choice to do it, and you came back to enjoy it. And is that would you say that is your comfort game? Do you play games off stream very much?
I do. I like to play unpacking off stream because it helps me relax.
Ah,
It's got relaxing music. I'm able to like piece things together. Um,
yeah,
it has an option to find ways to gain all of the stickers. I'm still trying to gain all the stickers in unpacking.
yeah, yeah. That's
Um,
the game where you have a room and you have to find places for the items in the room.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. That was obviously not meant for bachelors, because I can tell you when all those years that I was a bachelor, it was basically, oh, I got a package. I'm leaving it right where it is. That was our unpacking. Eventually, maybe the box will go. Then, of course, we also have lots of cats now because so they don't want us to get rid of any boxes.
Oh no, my cats love my boxes. Every time I get something sent from Throne or I order something on Amazon and it comes in a box, I put my box out for my cats.
Yep, yep. And so there are times we get up and I'll have like 5 cats in boxes with their head looking up at me. Like, okay, we won't get rid of the boxes today. It's just your little tank. We have a cat tree inside and outside, but they want the box. It's okay. The box is yours. Um, just let us sleep, please. So,
I don't hide in them; they chew them.
oh, they do that too, especially Sheldon, our orange and white cat, who
Oh,
is
I love orange cats.
yeah, you like Sheldon because he is a Jethro beginning to end. Dumb as a post, but also very soft and and thick-haired and sharp with his paws when he whacks you for no reason. He's a dingbat, but we would not be able to go without him at this point. He's just he's your typical orange cat. Runs into walls full speed and then just walks away like nothing happened. Um, it's just pretty hilarious. So, do you have any goals that you set yourself? Given what's happening with you off the computer, do you have goals set for yourself as a streamer, or are those things that are tough for you to set because of your situation?
They're tough for me to set for my situation. The main goal that I did have was to hit partner, and I hit that last year in November.
Congrats. That's a run there.
Yeah. But as for like long time goals, I don't typically look down the road or in the future for what may happen because my circumstances are difficult to plan that around.
Yeah.
Because like I said, life is too short, and focusing on the future is just a stressor.
Yeah, it can be. It definitely can be for sure. Um, but it sounds like you're wringing out every bit of life you can, um, in doing pretty much whatever you're able to do at the moment that you enjoy, you do it. Um,
I try.
there's a lot of people that like to do that, not be in your situation to do it, but like to be able to say that's what they do, and they just don't choose to live that way. Would you be the same person if you didn't have all these medical problems? Would you still be as stubborn and stick to itiveness and all that stuff if you hadn't gone through that, you think?
Yes.
That wasn't even a think. That was just before I even had the question. Yes.
Yes, I'd still be stubborn. Like I said, I've been stubborn and hard headed all my life. I don't think it would ever go away, even if I wasn't sick.
Yeah. 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 Well, I want to thank you for a few things. First of all, thank you for coming on and talking with the old man. Secondly, thank you for sharing what you got going on with everybody and showing people that, you know, there are triumphs to be had. Even when you don't have the greatest deck of cards, you can still find the positives and growth, um, by just continuing to go on and and keeping your head about you. See, there's not a lot of people that can say they can do that, no matter what their situation. That you are quite a special individual, and you would be without all this stuff. I think. I think that you'd still be, and that does not. What's happened to you does not measure you. That's not all of you. Um, the real you is what's showing every time you turn on the microphone and show that wonderful personality of yours. Um, and thank you for sharing that with us.
No problem. I had fun sharing it. It if anything, I had fun with this interview. I've never been interviewed like this before.
Yeah. Well, you never will again because I'm one of a kind, which my wife is very glad there's only one in the world in general. I hope we can have you on again sometime. Just please keep shining for everybody, okay?
I will.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.